Hello, YouTube. Hello to all my subscribers and all my loyal fans. My videos are scattered. I have so much that has happened to me, so much content that I'm going to start recording and putting out. I know I don't have good quality when it comes to like editing, but that's all that 2023 I'm gonna try to learn as much as possible because I have so much content to share with you guys. There's so much happening, and I want you guys to be on my journey with me. As you guys already know, I started it in 2019 when I bought my first single family house for me and my family. And since then, I have steadily worked my way to creating generational wealth for me and my family. So here's a chapter in my life that I'm gonna embark on, and I want you guys to embark on it with me. And this is gonna be a series because it's ongoing. So I am gonna call it the Land Acquisition and Development Series. So first of all, let's go through what happened. So at the end of 2022, I went on Trulia and I saw a piece of land. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. It was overlooking the lake. It's in a very lake resort area. And I'm into Airbnb, short term rental, and long term rental. And I was like, I got an idea right away that oh, this land will be perfect to put two 1 bedroom cabins on, and it would make so much money on Airbnb. So I saw the land for two 126. It's 7.5 acres, and I was like, this is a good price. So I put in an offer for the land. However, the owner of the land is a real estate attorney, and he's also the owner of the land. So I decided to work directly with him, and I got the land for um, $77,000 from 126 that he wanted for it. So I got it for 77,000. I don't have to pay any closing costs or anything. He's gonna pay for everything. So I'll just pay him $77,000. And get the kicker, guys, the land is already engineered because it's in a RD zone, so it's a rural development. So the land is already surveyed and engineered. Um, this is the plot plan that I got already surveyed. Trust me, this is gold for people who's trying to develop on land. To get it surveyed and engineered, you just don't know how much money that's going to cost you, save you. So this is the location, the site. The lake is right here, and the pond is on my land. So the site is by a resort area, as I explained, and I was like, that would make a perfect location to build two 1 bedroom cabins. So we bought we put in an offer for the land. He took the offer, and I was like, let's go look at the land. I was lucky enough to reach out to the engineer, the licensed engineer right here that did the drawings for the land. He met my husband and my daughter went out there, and he met with us and he spoke to us, and All was well. All was well. Um, so he met with us. We spoke. So about the land. So the land is not connected to municipal water or sewer. So we have to have a septic engineered on it. And this is what this is. The plans. The owner that I'm buying the land from already had that all engineered. So all of this is thousands of dollars in value that I didn't have to do. So basically, the other way around is would be people would buy a plot of land and they wouldn't know if they could build on it or not. Like they would know. So it was all up in the air. But this, I definitely know what I could put on it and what I could build on it. So right now, this is the land, right? So it's long and skinny. So at this end is the pond, and this is like a marsh area. And it says marsh pond is not an New York State DEC Department of Environmental Conservation designated wetland. So it's not wetland. So in the future, when I have more money, I could fill this in and put more on the land. So so this is like a marsh area. I could fill it in. So at the end of the land is where he had put the proposed building right here and the leach field right here. And there's space in the back here that I could put a house. So I'm gonna put the house here, and in the future I will figure out what I'm gonna do with the top portion of the land. So let's move on to my plans of developing this land. So my plans to develop this land is to, since it's in the Catskills, New York, which is nice vacation area with the ponds, hiking, back to nature. So I wanted to put a 2 bedroom, 1 bath cabin. The land could hold that 2 bedroom, 1 bath. So I was gonna put a 2 bedroom, 1 bath with a basement and a cabin. So I was researching, and then builders came up to get the construction drawings from them. It's like $3,000 to get everything. Like you would go to an architect and say, I have this plot of land, I want this. But then I went on to Etsy, and there's architects on Etsy that could draw a plan for you, and it's way cheaper. So that's what I'm gonna do. Go on Etsy, get the plan for the cabin that I wanna do. And that's how I'm going to develop it. I plan on being my own general contractor for this land. I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna be the one sourcing all the labor and everything. So I'm gonna be like subcontracting the work out to different people, and that's what I plan to do. Instead of hiring a builder that takes care of everything, I'm gonna be real hands-on in it, and I'm gonna be the one hiring the different trades. So that's what I plan to do as far as GCing the land. So immediately after I acquired the land, the engineer recommended that I develop the leach field. That's where the sewer will go and percolate under the ground into the groundwater, natural percolation instead of going out to a sewer plant. So I'll develop the leach field. So that's the first order of operations, is to get a contractor that will do that. Now, That might cost me $10,000. It might cost me $6,000. I don't know yet. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So the first thing I have to do is I have to go down to the zoning department and get a building permit to put in the leach field, which the engineer recommended 255 um, lateral pipes. That's gonna be the distribution area. So 110 feet by something, 110 feet of leach pipes, and then I'm sure around the area of it needs to be. He designated more. What did he say? So he proposed that I put 24 inches of fill under the usable topsoil, unusable soil, and so the leach field, the apart, it should be like a 6-inch minimum. I guess the whoever contractor I'm gonna use is gonna educate me more in this part. But I saw some really good videos on YouTube and they've been educating me. So basically the typical absorption area is 255 feet absorption trenches, 4-inch minimum separation between the trench, and a 24-inch minimum trench, the trench width. And I think as long as we build an area big enough to like hold the trenches, and then from the distribution box, from the distribution box to pump into the trench, it needs to be a 3-inch minimum when you tied in. And the only thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna move the structure from where the engineer had originally put it. The structure, we're gonna move it to the other end of the land, because if we put the structure here as he had mentioned it, we're gonna need a pump station, because the distribution area is uphill. So we're gonna need a pump station to pump it uphill. But if we put it here, it's downhill, so it's gonna be gravity fed, which is gonna save around $6,000. So guys, when we're buying land, not because we see that it's 7 acres or whatever, it doesn't mean that you could put anything on it. So that's why the engineering report is very expensive. To get the site plan is not cheap, and especially when you're put it in a septic, there's no municipal water available. To get a septic and stuff engineered, I'm gonna ask the engineer how much it costs, and I'll plug that in when he tells me, but it's probably a couple thousands of dollars. And then to put the sump pumps in and the distribution area, yeah, you're gonna be paying some money, honestly. I'm getting quotes of upwards of 25,000 to do the whole system. But as I said, I'm doing the system in parts, so I'm not gonna pay that much. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a professional do the distribution boxes, because that's like the meat and potatoes of the whole land. If you mess that part up, the land could be buildable. If you go to clear the land and have people tear up that area that the engineer designated to be the leach field, the land could be unusable. So with 7 acres of land, I could only build in this tight little corner. And I've asked myself, and you ask yourself, why? Because you have to have a 50-foot setback from the road. And if there's a stream running through your land, you have to have a 100-foot setback from the stream. And the building needs to have a 50-foot setback. So here we go. So you have to have a, can't see that too well, not focusing. So you have to have a 50-foot setback from the road. You have to have a 100-foot setback from the stream, which is not on my property. This is my plot line. And then you have to have a 25-foot setback from the plot line. So that gives me this tight little area to develop. But the footprint of my cabin that I'm gonna build, it could hold. So now I have all of the top side of the land to do. But listen, I plan to hold it for as long as ever, because I'm trying to build generational wealth. So planning to hold it for a very long time for my family. So that's what I plan to do with this land. I acquired it for $77,000. It came engineered, surveyed, a septic design with a 1,000-gallon septic system. The engineer designed it for cast iron, not cast iron, precast. But I'm not gonna put precast. I'm gonna put fiberglass in it. So I plan to have the distribution boxes put in, and then when I figure out where I'm gonna put the house and everything, I'm gonna hire a landscape architect to help me with orientation of the house and stuff. When I do that, I'm gonna be digging the hole to put the 1,000-gallon fiberglass septic tank in, because I ain't paying I ain't paying for that. I'll get the backhoe and dig that hole, or pay somebody to dig the hole myself, and we push the fiberglass tank down in the hole, make sure it's level, and get a plumber to make the connections. The only thing I'm paying for is a distribution lines. So that's what I plan to do in 2023. That's, as far as the land goes, that's what I plan to do. Stay tuned for part 2.